Right, what's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. Back outside the wonderful Via Moto in Sheffield again today. We've got a bit of a cool video. I'm picking up a bike, but for a change I'm not riding it, and there's a very good reason for that, so let me show you. You'd like this. So in here there's another scooter. And if you're wondering why have I got it in the van, well, it's a Vespa Elettrica, electric scooter, for anyone who doesn't speak Italian. So I'm going to test out, I'm going to be doing a video over the course of the next few days to a week, living with an electric scooter. Caveat here, I've got some preconceived ideas and notions about electric vehicles in general. They're not something that I'd particularly want to buy, but that's quite a complicated discussion, because for something like a utility or something that you're going to use for work, I can see an application for it. But my issue with them, or my preconceived issue with them, has always been around the infrastructure, how long they take to charge, where the charging points, you know, the practical stuff about actually living with one. So I'm going to do it, and we're going to see if it changes my mind. And what I'll do is I'll give you a review on not just this scooter, because we all know what Vespas are like, they're pretty cool, but actually on electric vehicles in general. So that's the point of the video. Big thanks to Via Moto. Not only do they provide new Piaggio, Vespa, Aprilia, Moto Guzzi and Honda, but they've also got a huge used bike selection as well, and a massive cool clothing accessories department. Today is Friday the 9th of April, so on Monday the 12th, UK government allows these guys to open back up again, so you can come and check out their used bike showroom. You can go and look at the clothing, accessories, try it all on. A big thanks to these guys again, Via Moto in Sheffield. They've been consistent contributors to this channel and supporters, and I really appreciate that. So anyway, what I'm going to do first is get this scooter home, get it on a full charge. It's in the van because it's flat. I asked them specifically for that. I want to see how long it takes to charge to full, how much I can get out of it, how quickly I can get a little bit of charge if I just want to nip somewhere, all that kind of stuff. So let's stop waffling, let's get that thing home and we'll get it on charge, and we'll see what's what.
My time, don't say I never told you. Go, get out of my mind. I refuse to be a soldier. Waste my time, don't say I never told you. Go, get out of my mind. I refuse to be a soldier.
Right, so we've got the Vespa Elettrica back home. First thing I'm going to do is give it a fair crack of the whip. So I'm going to fully charge it. So I've got absolute maximum battery, and then I'm going to see exactly how many miles I can get until it's on fumes, for want of a better expression. And then I'm going to fully charge it again and see how long it actually takes to charge up. So let me show you. So you just hit this button here, and up pops the seat unit. Under here, is a straightforward 240 volts mains plug. So you literally just plug this straight into the mains. Let's see how it goes. So another issue I've got at the moment as well is garage space. As you can tell, I've got KTM, under there's Ducati, And under there's my RSV4. I've brought them all here. They don't normally stay here, you naughty little burglars. Keep your eyes away. But I've brought them all here for a specific reason, because we're moving house soon. So by the time you see this video, I won't actually live here anymore. But at the minute, I've got one single garage, and I now need to get 4 bikes in, so plus 2 washing machines. So that is an issue. So first thing we've got to do is plug this into the mains. Now you can see it's charging. So it's just on a normal charge, so we'll get that bike up to 100% and then we'll see from there. And then I'm going to use this for a week, basically. Use it for a week, buzz around on it, see how far I can go on it, see what the battery lasts like, how practical it is, etc. And give it a good test, so let's see how we go.
Right, so I charged this thing up yesterday, left it overnight, made sure it had 100% battery. First thing I want to know is, has it lost any charge in the garage? No. 100%. Cool. So, what I'm going to do, what my intention is with this, is I want to go and take it and run some errands, just use the bike, and see how much battery doing little things like that use. And then eventually what I'm going to do is make sure the batteries run completely flat. And then see how long it takes to charge up, so I can get a sense of what I can realistically do on this bike. Now, I'll run through all the specs and do a full walk around later, but the manual is basically saying that the length of time this thing takes to charge is dependent on how hot the battery is. So if you get back in it from a ride and it's still hot, it could take in the region of 6 hours for a full charge. But actually, if you leave it overnight and it's cool, it could only take 4 hours. But my feeling is what you should be doing with an electric vehicle is get back from wherever you've been and stick it straight on charge as a matter of habit. So we'll see. So ignition on, take it off its stand, that's on. Map here, you can put it into reverse. I'll run through the specs at another point. Eco, power, hold down map, ready, okay. Oh my god, this is so weird. Right, so first thing I'm going to do on this is go for a quick run to the shops. Like I said, we'll do some spec chat later, but on here you've got how much power you've got, how much drive you're using, and on here you've got how much power you're using, and the bottom 4 there are the KERS system, like Formula 1 technology, so it'll recover some energy from braking and deceleration. You look, automatically I've got full throttle on now, and that has gone all the way down to red bars. It means I'm using maximum juice. As I'm going downhill a bit, that's going up, so it's using less stress on the engine. I'm full throttle here, 34, 33, going up a hill now. This is it, this is all I've got. And it's absolutely, this is the first time I've ever ridden anything electric, and it's weird. No gears, totally silent. I'd like a little bit more power, to be honest. And I think you can get versions that do have more power. But for running around town, you know, again, I'll mention the whole London thing. That's a big thing for me, because I spend a lot of time in London, so buzzing around London. Yeah, weird. It's so quiet. Do you know one thing that does worry me about something being this quiet though is, what if somebody steps down the road and they don't hear you? I don't know. Yeah, alright, they should look, but get going a bit downhill now. I could probably get to 40 on this. Right, let's head to first errand to do is we need to go Tesco. Right, so turn that off, put it up on its stand. It's a touch heavier than a normal engine scooter though, I will say that. Right, I need some jam and milk, don't ask. Mare's milk. Strawberry jam. Boosh. Cheers. Right. So you can open the seat with a remote here, and you've got helmet space under the seat, or milk and jam space. Pretty cool. You've also got a glove box here in the front bit. If you look here, you've got a glove box here, and there is a USB slot, so you can charge your phone up, which I think is pretty cool. You can also connect your phone to this via the VMP, so you can have Bluetooth accessibility to your phone through your Bluetooth headset, should you have one. Now then, we have a reverse gear. Hold down map, although it starts to beep in reverse gear, which is really fucking embarrassing. Let me get off here. You're not supposed to push the engine back while it's in drive. Right. It just sounds like something out of the Starship Enterprise setting off. It's weird. Right, that's one job done. I've even got my Parker on today, like a proper mod. Not any road Lambrettas, but same thing. I'll tell you one thing though, I have to be honest, as a big fella, I do feel like a bit of a pillock on this. Look, it's super silent. It's a bit optimistic, mate. Little kid's asking me to do a wheelie there. So we're up to 40 now. We've got a little bit of a decline. I'm full chat. Right, so the next little job I'm going to do is I've got to go and nip and see the mother. Let's see how it handles this speed bump. Ugh. So to ride it, I mean, the thing feels like decent quality. It feels a good build quality. And it's got, like I say, Bluetooth connectivity, plenty of room under the seat. It's got eco mode, reverse mode. Brakes are good. The ride quality's decent. You know, it's a scooter. I mean, it's difficult to give you a really in-depth review on this because it's what you'd expect, right? Vespa have been making scooters for years. The only thing that I will say is Vespa, the scooter itself is a little bit heavier than its petrol-powered equivalent, which you can feel a little bit, but I mean, not manoeuvring it round as such. Right, let's go and see the mother. You sleep? Right, mother's done. Next job. Don't reverse it when the engine's on unless you use the proper reverse gear. Really nice big comfy seat actually, that's one thing. Right, cool. So let's go and buzz around a bit now and what have we used so far? 3%. I've done a couple of quick jobs, it's not bad. I've done 2 miles. So we'll work out as well how many miles we're getting. So this is saying 42 miles on here. 42 miles until you need charging. That doesn't sound like much, but let's see. Once you get to low miles remaining as well, the power cuts. It makes it go really slowly apparently. So I read in the manual last night, which you wouldn't want to be too far from home when that happens, because it's not hugely powerful already. Right, let's go cruising. Right, so this is where this particular scooter's limitations come in. This is I'm in a 60 mile an hour zone now. I've got a bit of an incline here. I'm uphill, but never mind that. Again, I am a big lad, 17 stone, but I'm full throttle now and I'm doing 36. I feel a little bit vulnerable. I don't like not being able to keep with the flow of the speed of traffic. It's quiet on this road, but it's going downhill now. I'm at 41, 42. Like I say, this is full power in power mode. It's very much a city get around thing. This is not something for the open roads really, unless you really need to, like I'm doing now. But this video is not so much a review of the Vespa Elettrica, although it is, and I'll tell you what I think about it. This is more broadly a review of electric vehicles, electric bikes specifically, and can you live with them? And that's what I want to try and understand today, and this week while I've got this bike, scooter, whatever. You know, can you live with them all the time? Can this just be your only mode of transport? Is that feasible in the current day and age? We shall see. We're at 88% now, so we've lost 12% of the battery since I came out, and we've done 5 miles. 12%, 5 miles, and I've been, like, to be fair, I've been full throttle pretty much the whole time. But with the power in this, you're going to be, frankly. So I'll test this out. How far can we get on this? How far can we actually get doing normal riding on a full charge? Then how long does it take to charge it up? But not only that, what I'm interested in is not only how long does it take to charge up, but if you forget to charge it right when you get home at night. Because this is the thing about electric vehicles, isn't it? It's not so much the charging, because we could all do it, go to work, come home, charge it, plug it in every night, make it a habit. But if you forget to charge it, what do you do then? What do you do when you get up in the morning? You're like, shit, I forgot to charge it. Because you can't just run to the petrol station quick, chuck 10 quid's worth of fuel in and get to work. So what I'm also going to test is how much charge and thus how much range do we get for a certain amount of times of charging. So if they quote 4 hours for a full charge, right? So let's say, well, how long will 10% last? Well, how long will it take to charge it to 25%? And how far will that realistically get me? So far 15% has got me 6 miles. So then you can work out how far away you are from work, etc. So I'll do some little tests like that on it. And caveat, you know, there are electric vehicles with bigger ranges and everything else. So this is not a definitive, exhaustive test, but it'll give you and me actually a good idea as to what living with electric vehicles like. So I'm going to crack on and ride it now. So check out some footage of me riding it, and we'll catch up later when we've used it and it's starting to rain as well. Happy days. You see, look now, this is a bit of an issue, right? So we're full throttle now. We've got quite a steep hill here. I'm 25 miles an hour. This thing's struggling up here. Like I say, I'm a big lad, but I'm not, you know, that big. 20 miles an hour it went down to there going up that hill. So when we're reviewing this thing, I mean, so far my initial impressions on the Vespa Elettrica are for buzzing around town, you know, in a city, excellent, you know, really good. Like it's got all the mod cons on it, it's got everything you need. It's a scooter, right? Front wheels a bit small, as they are on all scooters, so potholes are a bit of an issue out here. But it's really good, really capable, really light, nippy, nimble. It needs more power when you're out and about, but in town and cities, it's all you need. And it'd be a great little, you know, city little commuter. The problem becomes with this thing is when you take out the open roads. Look, I'm full throttle here, 80 miles an hour, and I'm barely going up a hill. So those are my sort of initial impressions. The power for anything outside the city is not great. Brakes are amazing. Build quality is nice. It looks cool. People are looking at it and turning heads at it. It does look cool. And what else? Yeah, it's got all the mod cons. I mentioned that before. Bluetooth, all that kind of stuff. Seats really comfy. The suspension in the front wheel and that sort of issue with potholes. I was a bit like, I don't think it's going to deal with potholes that great. I've hit a couple of sort of big bumps and it's really unsettled it. So you really need to be on your game for that. The electric bit, to be honest, I'm riding it. I'm not noticing it being electric. I'm just noticing it being a scooter, just twist and go. Right? It's just a bit quieter. I'm not noticing the electric bit at all, frankly. I'm going to be heading back home soon, and I'm just creeping up. I've just hit 50% now, and we have 20 miles left, and I have done, so there's 4 already on it, and it's 100%. So I've done 16 miles. Sorry, excuse me. I've done 17 miles. Just gone over now. I've done 17 miles on 50%. Now that's not a lot. Again, like I say, there are other electric vehicles with bigger ranges, but for this thing in particular, like I say, this is really aimed at somebody who's living in London or a city like that and for getting around a city, because this is going to probably do about 25 to 30 miles before it starts to cry and shout and tell me it needs charging up and then go on to reduced power mode. But we will see. I will test it until we get to that point. So that's my thoughts on this. Like I say, I've got this all week, so I'm going to sort of do a living with quote unquote video around this, but also electric vehicles in general, and we'll figure out what we think about that. So yeah, I'll check back in probably tomorrow now. Actually, I'm going to go home and get some tea and watch the golf, I think. So I'll check in with you later, and we'll do a walk around actually next time I check in, and we'll go through the specs. See you in a bit.